All right, this is a quick start video. So first things first, you need to have gone through the install video. We're not going to cover that here, but that's pretty easy to get to. So if you have USync installed, you can go to USync project installer, go to documentation, and it will look like this. And you go to install setup. There'll be a video here, and then you can just follow all the steps. And that's where we'll be currently at. All right, so let's do this. First thing to do when you start a new map or anything that you're working on for your project, you're going to need to go to USync main. You need to browse to your project directory. For me, I have a project on my desktop. Where is it? USync setup, browse to folder. And now this is like your anchor point for your whole project. And you need to do this with every scene that you want to interact with the Unreal project. Okay. And you'll see here, I've opened up the facility sample. This is something you can download off the, downloads page. And let's go ahead and actually open up the project. Yeah, right here, after you set it, you can actually reveal your project, which is super cool. Nice and easy. Open that up. Give it a moment. Okay. And so now we have, well, I have this basic scene, right? And I'm sure you probably do too. So let's go to File, New Level. We'll do just a basic one. And with nothing in it, let's actually delete the ground. Let's get rid of that. And so we want to sync that sample scene into here. I know that I have it actually inside of the content here, but we're going to start fresh, right? Like you're starting a new level. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to go and save this scene. So let's save current level as. We'll go to maps. We'll call this sample start. Okay. And now you'll see that the sync button is grayed out. And that is because we need to come up here to USync main into map name. And we need to call this the same exact name that we saved. I'm sorry. Sample start. So I forgot that. It's sample start. And this is very important because this is how USync with Blender and Unreal talk to each other. And if I export this out now, come back into Unreal, you'll see this no longer grayed out. I can hit this button, and then there it is. It's taken all of the files that are inside of the content folder and created the same exact map. Now, this quick syncing only works because I have all of these items already inside of Unreal, and we'll go ahead and go over how to do like custom stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a box for fun. Actually, let me add some props. Let's add these crates. And maybe a car. We'll get rid of that. And then I'm going to hit Export JSON. Sync level. And you'll notice they have not popped up. And that is for one very special reason. It's because if I go to Object Info, you will see that the level export is set to 0. So these will not get set up to sync. So the easiest way to change this, select all of them, hit Export True. This lives in a bunch of different places. It lives up in the USync main. You can do the true, also in the Pi. If you hit your Pi button and then you go to Tools, it's Pi, USync main, Export True, and they'll set it to true. So now when I export it again, sync it, there it is. Nice and easy. Awesome. So now what everyone's going to be doing is having custom meshes. So let's get that started. Let's add a monkey because that's everybody's Blender's favorite little icon, Suzanne. Let's move her. Oh, I added a plane. Let's get rid of that plane. Monkey. All right. Enough of this monkey business. All right. So now we have the monkey. I'm going to put it inside the warehouse over here. I'm going to scale it up with S. Oh, I inverted it. We'll make it a little bit bigger. And when you're working with these like custom assets where you start making them, make sure that you zero out stuff, right? So like here, position is totally fine if it's got a weird number and it's somewhere in the scene, because when you export it, you'll actually zero it out. And then with scale, you need that zeroed out, and then rotation, you need that zero out. And the important thing to realize about rotation is that it needs to be Euler, not quaternion. And then after you've done that, we'll look at the name of Suzanne. It is important that Suzanne, or it's important that the custom object that you're working on is named appropriately before you do this next step. So that would be add asset name for export. And so what this does, if you go to object properties, you'll see at the very bottom, you'll have something called asset name and level export. So this is how Unreal references the objects that you have. So this looks good. Its name's Suzanne, doesn't have any weird 0.001 or whatever. So just make sure that this is clean, and you'll get a better idea of why we're doing this. Also, the other thing I said is that we need to zero stuff out. So if you go to Unreal Tools, I've made a little bar here to kind of help you out. So just apply rotation and scale. You don't have to turn on location. And then we're going to go down to Unreal Mesh Export. We're going to add this in. And we're going to leave all this kind of stuff default for now, just because I have another video that goes in depth about how this works. And so let's export it. Open up. We'll turn off Nanite, import meshes, and then we're going to go find the mesh that we just imported. And there she is. Oh, a little while. But yeah, so that's how you bring that in. Now let's do this. So now that we have it, this is going to be kind of our original one. You have a choice of either working in place with your original one or putting it off to the side somewhere. I would say it depends on the circumstance. I would prefer just doing it out the side. And then what I would do is I would duplicate all the ones that I wanted. And I'd put them in place. So if I do another one, and then I go to here. Actually, we can close this for now. Export level JSON. Come back in here, sync level, and now they're all here. Even the one that's like the one you're working on, right? So they're all here. Wonderful and dandy. Let's say art director comes in and is like, hey, you know what? I don't like how small the head is. Can we change that? So I can come over here. I can work on her over here, and let's just make it bigger. Maybe that's good. We're happy with it. And then the art director's like, I don't like that it's not smooth either. No problem. We'll go add a modifier. We'll generate subdivision surfaces. We'll just do it at 1. We'll also change the shading so that it's not faceted. We'll change it to shade smooth. Then I'm going to go over here. Since we've edited the mesh, let's export mesh. Export level JSON. Import mesh. And you'll see that the changes that you've done have reflected to all the instances because they're all instanced. And yeah, that's kind of the overview. So when you're making stuff, this is probably about 80% of what you'll be doing. Also, the nice thing too, Suzanne doesn't have any materials right now. So if I want to put more materials, actually, let's just take one overall one, make a new one, head, and then make another one. We'll call this one eyes. Let's change the eyes, assign, and then make it something obvious like a red. It's evil Suzanne. So go ahead and export it again. We don't need to export the JSON because we haven't done anything to the level yet. Import meshes. And let's see. Okay. So this is going to be one of those problems with how it updates. It's not going to add the new materials right away. So unfortunately, you have to go to your source file, delete it, come back in here, export the mesh again, back into Unreal, import, and see it's done the materials. Let's just sync again because it got rid of it. And there you go. Yeah, there's some little nuances about how Unreal works and how it doesn't want to kind of like re-update materials. So just deleting the object itself. But like all the references kind of stay in place. So you kind of see the little issues that you have to deal with. It's not too big once you understand that that's the problem. But yeah, that's I think that's about it with Quick Start. I mean, you know, like I said, documentation down here has everything you need to know about every single little part about it. I sat down, I made videos for everything, and obviously if you need more help, you can reach out to me by going up here to overview and going to the Discord or Twitter, you know, whatever you want. I'm here to help out. If you got any problems and any bugs you find, please report them. It's always hard for me to kind of go through every situation and find them. I try my best, but it's always great to hear from the community. All right, thanks so much. Bye.